It is officially mock draft season here at the Bulls Report. And coming up on today's show, we got our first Chicago Bulls mock draft for the 2025 NBA draft following the disaster of the lottery, which it was last night, where the Bulls were necessarily a coin flip away from Cooper Flag. They were a missed Josh Giddey half-court attempt versus the Lakers to landing Cooper Flag. But the Bulls have the 12th overall pick. So we'll dive into our mock draft on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys could help us reach 12,000 subs here on YouTube, we are just 210 of you guys away from hitting that subscribe button, from hitting that milestone. So if you guys want to stay up to date on everything around your Chicago Bulls, hit that subscribe button today. We'll have a video coming out at least every other day leading up to the start of the regular season. But quickly, before I dive into my mock draft here, I just want to look at some other mock drafts that were released late last night. The Athletic had the Bulls getting Carter Bryant. CBS Sports actually gave the Bulls a gem here in Derek Queen. I seriously doubt Derek Queen will be there at 12, but if he is, that would be a home run pick. Asa Newell from Georgia, interesting player. We'll probably do a whole show on him eventually this offseason. Then Igor Demon, point guard from BYU. Still don't understand that fit with the Bulls, since him and Josh Giddey are damn near the same basketball player, but this is what some of the big publications had the Bulls doing at pick number 12. But what did I have the Bulls doing? I had the Bulls taking a little bit of a risk here on a 3-year college player, and I had them going with St. Joseph's Rasheer Fleming with the 12th pick in the 2025 NBA draft. Now, I will say this. I am going to probably do 20 videos on this guy because I did a full deep dive. I was looking at his highlights, looking at some of his specific games he played this past season, just really trying to get a feel on who he was as a player, and I'm starting to get all in on this guy. Like, truly, he is somebody who I think he could be an elite role player at the NBA level right away. Will he ever be, that long-term star where he's like the number one option? No, not necessarily, but I do think he is a guy that can make an immediate impact for the Bulls day one with this group. Now, I also passed on a guy like Nick Clifford, Jace Richardson, a couple of these other bigs. I decided to go a different direction and take the forward from St. Joseph. And, this past season, he was very effective for them. 14.7 points per game, 8.5 boards, 53.1% from the field. And he actually shot the ball extremely well this past season, 39% from downtown. But the thing I love about him, we've seen the increase every single year. He is a guy, he's a product of his work ethic. We've seen, points per game go up, rebounds per game go up, and just the overall efficiency each and every season. And also with the scouting combine going on in Chicago this week, this guy's got a ridiculous wingspan. Comes in at 6'8", but he has a 7'5" wingspan and a 9'1" standing reach, and he weighs at 232 pounds, which also I like adding a more physical player because I think the Bulls' wings, like Patrick Williams, Dalen Terry, Modest Buzelis, they're thinner wings, where Rasheer Fleming, he's got great weight on him. Plus, the wingspan's ridiculous. 7'5", you got to deal with that. You got to deal with Buzelis' wicked long arms. I mean, the Bulls could be a really good defensive team if they took Fleming at 12. But here's kind of my top takeaways on Fleming. I don't know if this is because he was playing A-10 competition this past year, but certain plays he looked like Zion Williamson going to the basket. He's a very aggressive cutter and a freak athlete at that spot. And overall, he's just an aggressive player. Like, he always seems like he's got, this 110% effort going on every single play. He's playing the passing lanes very well defensively, going for steals. I just think Fleming, he is a guy where it's like the biggest question mark I think I have right now with watching him was like, can that athleticism, will we be able to notice it at the next level? Because if we do, he's going to be a freak athlete on the NBA court. But also what I love, he's a quick leaper, and especially that second jump. Because I saw multiple plays where he would miss a layup, or one of his teammates would miss a layup, and he jumped up, and then he has to hit the ground really, really quick, and he pops up very, very fast, which is huge for offensive rebounding. So I love that part of his game. Now, a negative here, no real in-between game. Like, he is going to be a 3-and-D guy, catch-and-shoot player. Kind of his calling card will be defensively, but there's no, mid-range game with him. Can't really get to his bump fades. At least he just hasn't shown that at college level. Could he develop into that? Who knows? But, and this kind of speaks to this as well, his jump shot, it's kind of similar to Michael Porter Jr., where once he is set and his full base is there, he pops off the ground really quickly. It's a very fast jump shot. But I also do think him catching and shooting on the move, coming off pin downs, will never be a part of his game. I think most of his jump shots he would take at the next level would just come off pick and pop situations, or him just kind of sitting in the corner waiting for the ball to come to him. But I think he, in my opinion, could be one of the best role players from this class. I think he's just going to be that typical 3-and-D guy. Maybe it could be somebody like Jaden McDaniels, where we saw him be super effective with the Timberwolves, super long wingspan, a dog defensively. And then, once it comes, within the flow of the offense, he can get some buckets as well. But I understand this is a 3-year player from St. Joseph. That's, automatically 2 red flags. We all want the young guy from like a Power 5 school, but this guy's legit. I think he's going to be a great role player at the next level. And I do think he would be a seamless fit with this Bulls young core, where it's like Fleming, who's zealous, Gideon, Io, and then hopefully they end up trading Kobe White this offseason. But I like that pick at number 12. A little rich, but I think it would be a solid pick for the Chicago Bulls. But what say you on this one? Would you draft Rasheer Fleming? Give me a D for draft or give me a P for pass. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. I'm doing it. I think he's moving up there, some of my top targets for the Chicago Bulls this season. But I would do it right now. But you guys let me know. Would you draft Rasheer Fleming? So the Bulls finally have a second-round pick. It's been a while since the Bulls are selected in the second round of the NBA draft. And I decided to stick with the wing position here and go on another veteran at the college basketball level, R.J. Lewis Jr. out of St. John's with the 45th pick. Now, R.J. Lewis was a monster for the Red Storm this past season. He was the best player on one of the best teams in college basketball, scoring 18 points a game, 7.2 rebounds a night, averaging just a steal and a half, and he was pretty damn efficient from the field. But I think everybody remembers R.J. Lewis from his game against Arkansas right now, where he got benched for the last 5 minutes of this game, and he was terrible. 3 for 17 from the field, 9 points only, 7 rebounds, was the biggest reason why the St. John Red Storm lost to Arkansas in that matchup, was just because R.J. Lewis went 3 for 17. But, his game, and, I think his ceiling at the NBA level would be a guy like Mikal Bridges, where he could get to that pull-up mid-range. He's got decent handle. He's got decent size with him. Again, that's a ceiling comparison. That's like best-case scenario. He could turn out to be a guy like Bridges. But I think right away he could just be a solid bench wing. Like, would I take Dalen Terry or R.J. Lewis? Taking R.J. Lewis. R.J. Lewis or Julian Phillips? I'm taking R.J. Lewis. So I think this draft class, it's extremely deep. There's a solid 50, prospects. I think if the Bulls could – if they land one of those guys at pick number 45, I'd be thrilled with an R.J. Lewis. He is just that. I like him, the experience, plays within the offense, and I think both these guys would be immediate impacts day one for the Bulls. But I'll let you guys grade it down below in the comment section. Grade this mock draft for me, A, B, C, D, or F. If I had to grade myself, I'd probably give me a B or B+. I like it. I'd be pretty happy with it, but do I love it? I don't know. It's kind of tough to love a draft where the Bulls are yet again selecting at pick number 12. But if you guys could hit that subscribe button on your way out. Don't miss anything around your Chicago Bulls this offseason. See you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.